Hello, welcome, I'm Scrumpy. Thanks for joining me. This is episode 14 of our Let's Play as, well, the Danes, and we're now King Olaf of Pomerania. So we started off in Denmark. Those of you who've been watching the series so far will know that we started off as Jylland, and we've grown. We were trying to become King of Denmark, which we've become, and we've also become King of Pomerania, because the Norse are stuck with an elective Gavelkind. We have no option to change. The realm will fracture eventually, and it'd be interesting to see what happens at that point. What I've got to try and make sure I do is to build up my own personal holdings, so that the main ones, so that when they do pass on, that I can be comfortable that I will still have a really strong power base. So if the realm does split, the character that I'm playing as, I need to make sure I've got a really good, strong power base, and that really means ensuring that the holdings are really well developed, and they're not at the moment. So I need to spend a bit of time doing that. And we're going to work out who we're going to fight next. We've just taken on East Francia and won, which means we now have a pretty united. We have got all of the counties within the Kingdom of Denmark. So we've got Hamburg, and we've got Bremen. We're a little short actually on the Pomeranian counties, so we've got 1, 2, 3 here, and also this one, 4. But to get them back, we need to have another go at East Francia, and we'll currently have a truce, so that's not possible. And having a go at Hungary seems like a really daft idea. Also, having a go at Lotharingia seems like a daft idea. They've got most of Italy and most of West Germany and sort of East France. So they're looking pretty powerful right now. What I would quite like to do is to take I'd quite like to take this holy site here from Holland. They aren't looking too powerful at the moment, 1.5k troops, so that's a definite potential target. Now, we crushed a rebellion and put this guy in prison. You might remember we put him in our dungeon, but we couldn't revoke his title because our former regent wouldn't let us. But you might remember the regent changed. Now, we had no control. It happened out with our control, and well, we were only sort of 10 or 11 at the time. But because there's a new marshal, I think we should go over and have a little look and see whether we can now revoke his title. Because he is a traitor, no one will object. And we now can, because the new regent doesn't care. Do you see that? Porolthir doesn't care. He doesn't have anywhere near the high opinion of the High Chief that my former regent had. So we can go for it. So we are now the Jarl of Pomerania. We can imprison this guy because he is trying to fabricate a claim. So let's do that. He's probably bound to raise his... Let's wait a second. Let's get our troops back, and then we will try and imprison him. So we need to get our troops home. We're doing that now. And then we will probably try and take this one, because if we can get rid of that county, if we can take it and put it into our demands, then we can probably give it away to a fellow Norse, and then make that Norseman a duke, and we will then be able to influence the culture of... If we can, we'll be able to influence the culture of Pomerania, which is clearly currently Pomeranian, and we'd like to turn it into Norse. Right, I've gone through quite a lot of stuff early on here. We haven't let the timer go yet. Is there anything else that we wanted to touch on? Technology. We've got a bit of a need for some tech work. So we've got some economy and some culture. Could do trade practices. Could do improved keeps, church infrastructure, town infrastructure, better tax. Keeps is going to be the one I think we'll go with, because it's going to unlock buildings that we need. And we'll take the noble customs as it's available. Good. Holdings next. I'm going to go for Jylland. the biggest gain I think we can get straight away here is the levy size. We've got enough boats, I'm happy with that. The levy reinforcement rate would be good, and the morale of armies would be good too. Market village is good for tax income. Training ground is good for garrison size and levy size. I think at this point we want the levy size benefit, as well as the fort level benefit to deal with raiders, because it's pretty low at the moment. So let's yeah, look, it's set. Fort levels, yeah, they've only got 7 gold protected. So let's put the earth hill fort in. It's not going to cost us very much. Let's do that there. Let's do that in our second holding as well, as I don't think those two would be split. But if we look, yes, if we look, I don't have a sun at the moment, so I can't tell. We've actually got some different realms here. We've got an agnatic elective gavelkind, which we can't change. We can't change, no. So we are stuck with gavelkind basically, or elective gavelkind. All right, let's let the game spin on a little bit. I'm probably going to try and imprison this Pomeranian. Off screen I did a little bit of work on inviting the ladies to our court to get a whole load of new Norse girls in, and a little bit of guardianship work, just to sort of bit of housekeeping. So once we've got a load of ladies in, we will be able to do some marrying. Super. So this is a load of people that are coming into our court. Right, once you're back, let's not do that. Let's go and sit them right on top of Stolp. Yeah, let's do that. If we get him on top of Stolp, then we can try and imprison him, I think. Not sure it'll let us do that, but let's give it a go and see what happens. Oh, hello. Ah. Oh my goodness. So, what's happened again now is our latest spy master has again been killed by the same guy. This guy here who's got no intrigue, he must have got a decent spy master, because his intrigue sucks. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent spy master. He's wiped out my spy master again, and has also taken out a guardian for my daughter. That's a real pain, because that was a good spy master. Well, we're going to have to do something about it, so let's get straight in. Men not in prison. Diplomatic range, yes. Join court, any. Adult, yes. Probably my religion group. Intrigue search. We've got a 21 here that will come and join us, actually. You're good, Porgil. Come and join us. And we'll marry you as well, and that will make you like us even more. Let's sort the marriage thing out while we're here. So we're looking just for men that are not married, not in prison, that are adults, and just see if there's anyone that we can... can't demand religious conversion at the moment. So I've got a good commander here. Let's marry him. He's not our culture. Let's see if we can matrilineally marry him to a Norse girl that's got decent... None of them have really got decent martial. Hala's pretty good. Yeah, let's try that. So he's gonna say no. It needs to be approved by my regent. Oh, regents are a real pain. Okay, well, we'll have to wait on that for now. Child needs a guardian. This is my half-sister who's strong, and I like her. My marshal is... I can't actually look at him. I don't know what culture he is. Poor Ulfir. Let's just have a little look. Let's just check him out, make sure he's alright. He's Norse, so that's a good start. That is a good start. Yeah, he's pretty decent actually. You could certainly be tutored by him. Open castle position. Yeah, I'm going to go and stomp on this guy because he's really offending me. Torre I really liked, and you've killed him, and I'm really cross about that. So he has arrived in our court, so let's get him in. Let's get this decent man in. Porgil. In you come, Porgil. You can scheme for the time being. Everybody into Stolp. Good. Now I'm going to try and imprison you. We failed to capture him. He's raised his flag in rebellion. We can call in all our allies, which is what we will do. So let's call in our pagan pals, who are mostly children these days, like me, by the looks of it. So what we're doing here is just trying to, we're going to call in all of our sort of vassals that can help us in this fight, because there is absolutely no reason to do anything else. It's just get the help wherever we can. But to be honest, I suspect that we'll stomp him fairly easily because he doesn't have a lot of troops. He doesn't have a lot of gold for mercenaries. Basically, all of the my vassals are honouring their obligation, which is really good to see. So you'll see them all raising their levies here, and then they'll come down to Stolp, who is red because we are at war with them. Yeah, we're busily building and upgrading. So this guy here, my vassal, has declared an Anhatian conquest of Weimar in King Karaman of East Francia. So he's going for Weimar, which is here. Also, I believe one of my other vassals is attacking so one of Svityod is going for one of his counties. One of mine is going for one of his counties. That's great. That's great to see. Good. Who have I got truces with? I have got truce with King Francia and with Danzig. Yeah, all right. Let's let the game run on a little bit. I'm not going to raise a tribal army. I could do by clicking on this and by selecting this in the intrigue tab. No desire to do that. In the meantime, it looks like Wessex is really getting wrecked because they haven't got this. The character Aethelred is nowhere near as good a character as the guy I've got in my dungeon, which is King Alfred, who would in normal history become King Alfred the Great. His stats are poor, but nowhere near as good as he would be if he was out and making positive gains on his stats. So unfortunately for the Anglo-Saxons, because they've got Aethelred in charge, he is really weak and he is getting attacked all over the place. And Wessex is being broken up. Great news for the Norse, terrible news for the Anglo-Saxons. Right. So we'll siege down in Stolp and hope to actually then take his county from him and either keep it for ourselves. My liege, my Chancellor's mission to Anhalt has so far been a success. So here is Anhalt, and he's Pomeranian, and he's going to like me a bit more. Well done. That's great. So his opinion will climb to 35 any second now. There it goes. Let's check the vassal status position and just see whether we've got any... Right, Brandenburg is the place to go and work on. So get in there and work on Brandenburg, please. There you go. Oh, straight away my Chancellor popped over into Brandenburg and immediately had a positive impact on Chief Bretislav of Anhalt. Oh, I'm confused. That's strange. Okay. Oh, victory in the siege over here. We've got 32% war score. And you're meant to be in Brandenburg, not Anhalt. Is that a glitch? Looks a bit glitchy to me. Does look a bit glitchy. Ah, it's Labus that he's in. Well, we'll go after Labus in a minute. Yeah, that's what we're doing in May. How's the world getting along? Bulgaria is growing big. Ooh. So Hungary's pretty large. Bulgaria is suddenly coming together really quickly, really nicely, and they're going to threaten potentially even the Byzantine. Whoa, the Byzantine Empire is having a massive revolt. So they're a little bit at risk. Let's just whiz up to the top level. 13,000 troops. Bulgaria has got 4,000 troops and is attacking. Yeah, they're on the front. There's a Bulgarian uprising. Alright. 77% war score. This war's going to be over pretty quickly. I am age 13. Ah, we found an apostate. Seer Heisting bursts into my tent, flanked by several warriors, dragging High Chief Zistibor the Wise with them in chains. My king... That was my British accent there. Sorry about that. This man has been openly proclaiming his allegiance to the Cold Ones. What shall be done with him? Let's have a look at him. This is one of my vassals who doesn't like me very much in Brandenburg. He is stressed, severely injured, one-eyed, possessed. What a character. His heir is this guy, who does have children. He's also Pomeranian. If I throw him into the dungeon, can I revoke his title? High Chieftain of Brandenburg. Yeah, I could do that. Throw him into the dungeon. And once in the dungeon, let's find him. So I can now... Can I revoke a title? Vassals won't object because he's a traitor. So we are now Jarl of Brandenburg. So we've now got far too many held titles. 100% war score. So we'll offer peace. Imprison this guy. We've won the revolt. Let's revoke his title. Great. Okay, so we've got a bit of sorting out to do here because we have got far too many duchies. We've got too many held duchies because we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 duchies, I think. Okay. So if I put somebody in here that's not myself, but that is Norse, and then make them Duke, they should start... yeah, let's do that. They should start impacting on the culture of Stolp. So that's what we'll do. So what I need is somebody that's a man. Tell you what I need to do first is to end this episode because it's going to go on too long else. Next episode we're going to sort the Stolp out and put somebody of the right culture in and hope to start turning the culture around in Stolp. And we'll probably go to war with Holland and try and take this county here, which has got a, if you can remember, it's got a holy site in that we'd really quite like to have. All right. See you guys next time. Thanks for joining me.